Welcome to Gaming with the Family. This is your host, Aldo Hernandez. This is episode 3 of our podcast, and we are going to talk about the games that we have been playing these last couple of weeks. This is a podcast for families, for kids. We focus on kid-friendly games, but we also want to talk about games for different age groups. As always, we talk about the games we have been playing lately. Then we'll spend some time with Mayumi and talk about the games that she's been playing. We're going to talk to Hyro about the anime that he's been watching. He's been Pokemon Journeys. We'll see what's going on in that part. And then we're going to talk to Inigo and Inez, the youngest ones, about the games that they have been playing. And today we have a special portion. We're going to talk about Prodigy, which is a role-playing game that actually is provided by the school. Hyro and Inigo play that. And it's a pretty cool role-playing game. I don't know if anyone listening to the podcast, their kids play that for school. But that's a role-playing game that we're going to talk about. All right, we're going to start with Mayumi. Mayumi's going to tell us what she's been playing lately. Of course, we'll go more into detail. Mayumi, tell us how this last couple of weeks have been for you, what's going on in your world, and what games have you been playing. And also know your birthday came up, so maybe you can tell us some of the games that you got for your birthday.
Well, I haven't really been playing too many. I've only been playing one game, just Genshin Impact. There hasn't been anything else that I've been playing. Though for my birthday, I did get Astral Chain, and that's nice. That's a game that I do want to start playing, but I probably won't play in a while. I just really want to do stuff for Genshin since it's more of like a time-based game. Like there are events and stuff like that. So I'll just probably be focusing on that for a real long time.
You got a couple of other games as well.
Well, yeah. There was that. I don't know what it's called.
Tokimeki Memorial.
Yeah, I've got Tokimeki Memorial, but it's more of just it's just something you'd probably keep and maybe it might make money in the future. Maybe it won't.
A collector's item.
Yeah.
And what else? River City Girls, remember?
Oh, yeah. And I got that, and the art looks kind of nice, but otherwise I'm not that interested in it, because I don't really know anything about it.
All right. Well, happy belated birthday, and we're going to talk to Inigo next. Inigo, tell us what games you have been playing recently.
I've been playing Prodigy and Luigi's Mansion. And also in Prodigy, Haru has all the gems, but the only gem he was able to place was the Firefly Force gem. I think if he becomes a member, he might be able to do it.
You played another game, remember?
It's Luigi's Mansion.
No, besides that, you were running around. What was it called? Running and jumping? You don't remember?
Oh yeah, Ring Fit.
Yeah, Ring Fit. We played Ring Fit Adventure this last weekend, and everyone got a little workout playing that game.
But my stomach hurted.
Yeah, Inigo hurt himself playing because he's too little to squeeze the ring, so he ended up squeezing the ring against his stomach, and I guess he did it a little too much because he was actually hurting that evening. But I think we're going to try to play tomorrow, and he'll have to try to find a different way to squeeze that without hurting himself. Hyro, what have you been playing recently?
I've been playing Animal Crossing New Horizons, Pokemon Sword, and Pokemon Ultra Sun. Also Ring Fit. Oh yeah, and I played Lego Movie 2 and Luigi's Mansion with Nezzy.
Cool. And Inez, what have you been playing? Do you remember the games that you've been playing recently? No? Okay.
Well, I know the game she was playing. Genshin.
Yeah, she's been playing those games. All right, so what have I been playing? I've been playing quite a few games. I did play a little bit. I've been playing Genshin Impact a little bit. I actually got a new game, Monster Hunter Rise. I've been playing Monster Hunter Rise. That's a pretty cool game. I wasn't really into Monster Hunter, but I heard a lot of people talking about Monster Hunter like for a long time, and I've always thought it'd be kind of cool to play it while it's in its peak. So it came out for the Nintendo Switch. So I thought, you know what, let me give it a try. And it's pretty fun. It's very grindy, a lot of tasks that you have to do. I'm hoping to play a little bit of co-op at some point with people on the internet, or if some family members get the game. But it's pretty fun. Pac-Man 99, we played a little bit of that. That came out recently on the Nintendo Switch.
It's fun.
Yeah, that's a fun game. Ring Fit Adventure, we all played through that. Pokemon Go, been playing a little bit more of that. And then I did get a retro game, Valkyrie Profile, for the PlayStation 1. We played that last night, and that was a pretty fun, cool-looking game. We didn't get too far because I had to get a save memory card, which I got today. And now we can start playing further. But I think that's something we'll probably play on the weekend, a few hours together, and see how that goes, because the story seems pretty cool. We also played some more Zombie Kids, and we'll talk about that later, but that was something where we're able to kind of unlock a few more things on there. But that's what we've been playing. Did anyone want to say anything else about what we've been playing lately? Was there something that we forgot?
Hiro forgot to talk.
No, Hiro mentioned what he was playing. All right, so we're going to move on to Mayumi's moment, and she's going to talk about Genshin Impact. Welcome back to Gaming with the Family. This is Mayumi's moment, and we're going to talk about, as always, Genshin Impact. All right, Mayumi. So tell us what's going on with Genshin Impact, and today we have a special guest. Hiro has joined us because he's always interested in what's going on as well with Genshin Impact.
Well, we've gotten some teasers about the 1.5 coming out. And, of course, a few days ago, we had, the 1.4 story came out. Haven't played it yet, but I've heard a bit about it. I mean, I basically know the big thing about it, I think. I mean, I don't know, but, yeah.
What do you mean, big thing about it?
Yeah, like, the whole thing that's been, teased, I guess, since the beginning. The quest is called We Will Be Reunited. So basically, whichever main character you picked, whichever twin you picked at the beginning, you'll be able to meet your twin which was captured. And I guess they're not necessarily evil, but they're not really they don't really seem to be on your side right now. But that's really all I know about it. I haven't played it yet.
Yeah, we played a little bit this past week, right? You were helping me get through a few items. I think I finally got to level 20, which is good. I think I'm very close to level 21. But you helped me play a little bit, and then we had some co-op, and then we had people from the internet come in. And so what did we do when we were playing together? I forgot.
Well, it was part of the 1.4 update, and Dora's Education. So we were playing one of the parts of that, Rodea's Rage. It's basically, if you did get to be part of that and play with that, you could have gotten some Primo Gems, you could have gotten some EXP and stuff. I forgot if you got more or not, but the big thing about it was in Rodea's Rage you could play co-op, and you could exchange some of the items you got from Dora's Education, or you could use resin to battle Rodea in Rodea's Rage, and you could get the rewards you could get were EXP books, which are very, very valuable, especially when you get into the higher adventure ranks, since they're not as easy to get. And yeah, that's where you're playing.
I have a question. Is it a once per year thing? And do you get Endora for the whole game? Or is it just for a limited time?
Well, Endora's Education and Rodea's Rage has already ended. You can't play it anymore. And it may or may not come back next year. Who knows? Probably will. Well, no, probably won't. I don't think so. If you did manage to finish Endora's Education, you would get the gadget Endora, which would, replace your mini Sealies if you had any of them. I did get to finish it, and I did get Endora, so she'll be staying with me for a while.
Endora is the one that you can catch the, what do you call them?
Oceanid Mimics?
Yeah, you can catch the Oceanid things, right? So that was kind of a cool thing that they added, that additional thing. But speaking of...
Anymore.
Oh, you can't catch anything anymore? You can't use Endora to catch anything anymore?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, you mentioned Hyro's bringing up time frames, and you mentioned something about they expect this game to last for like how many years?
Well, I'm not sure if it's official, but I think it was like on Mihoyo's Twitter account, I think, where instead of, or somewhere, it came from somewhere, and it was like on this meme video of Genshin Impact that I watched regularly. Instead of the 5-year roadmap that Mihoyo was planning to use to like plan out their story and stuff, because they're making so much money, they're thinking of extending that to 10 years. And I mean, I personally wouldn't mind playing it that long, but then again, it'd be nice to like get all the regions out quicker and stuff. I do hope Mihoyo like works on their regions and works to make everything good, but at the same time, if the only reason that they're making it for 10 years is just so that they can tease us with like small little quests that are like 10 minutes long that progress the story, just give us a full quest.
Yeah, that's the thing with free-to-play games. I mean, they give you something to do, and they give you content, and Genshin Impact is a really well-made game. For someone like me who has limited time to play games, I like games where I know, even if I don't get to complete them in a few days or even a month.
There's a stopping point.
Yeah, I know there's a stopping point. I know there's a story. I know the story's progressing, and eventually I'll get to the end. I like this game more of just like, like if I went to an arcade and I played something that, I would just go and put some quarters in, play it, and no, I probably will never beat it because I'm at the arcade and I can't stay there forever. But when you're at home and you can play this game, like eventually you hope you can get to the end, and even if it's just for like an end after, for let's say like the first part of the story end, that'd be better than like not even having any end. Like if they said, episode 1 or, this particular arc, you completed that and you can say at least finish this part of the game or part 1 or part 2, but just to not have that ever and just keep getting pushed along is not something that I'm really interested in. But at least we get to play together sometimes. But I think we're at a different level where I'm a much lower level and you're much higher level. Like we're really not enjoying the story together. We're just like doing a few quests or something.
Well, I mean, the thing is, you said yourself, you're not even that invested in the story. Not because you think the story's bad, right? But like more that it's just you don't really like stories without an end.
What's a mini Sealy?
They're like Sealies, like the ones that you follow around to get to get chests and stuff. Except they're like smaller, and you could have gotten them like an earlier event. I think 1.2 or 1.1. I really don't know. 1.3. I'm not sure. I think it was in 1.2, and like you had to like complete this certain quest, but I'm not really sure how you would have gotten them.
So Hyro, you don't get to play Genshin Impact. You don't have your own like computer or laptop really that can play this type of game, and as well we kind of said you had to be a little bit older to play. You've watched me play, you've watched Mayumi play. What are some things that you like just by watching it? Like, what are things that you're interested in about the game?
The characters and the story.
Like, what have you seen that has been interesting?
Almost all of it.
Are there any characters that come to mind?
There are a lot of characters that come to mind. Like Albedo and Sucrose and the two protagonists, Aether and Lumine. And then there's there's also Amber and Kaya and Diona and a lot of other people like Xiao and Daniel and Zhongli and Venti.
Do you have like a particular favorite character just by watching Miami play?
Venti.
Why Venti? And who is Venti?
Venti is the Anemo Archon Barbados.
So why, like, what is it about him that you like?
Well, I like his character design, and I see Miami. His weapon is a skyward harp, and then I also like his backstory and storyline.
Yeah, so it's a pretty, well-made, fun game. It's definitely worth playing. I think, again, for certain individuals who are happy with, just continuing the story, continuing and finding something new every time and having different things to do, this is definitely a great game for that.
Well, I mean, at first, if you're just like starting out, especially if you start out right now, there is totally going to be a ton of content. Once you get into the phase where you're like high adventure rank, like in the 40s and higher, once you start like finishing the story up to the point where you have to wait for each update to find something new, people who are always looking for the new stuff and like things that aren't stagnant, this might not be the game for you. I mean, of course, in the beginning it has a lot to offer, but as you go on, and if you decide to play it longer, then you will have to be patient. There will be times where you have to be patient.
I also have a question. Is the 1.5 an event that is only temporary? Is it limited?
There's no festival this time. Well, actually, no. There's no festival this time. The things in it, they're definitely going to stay for a long time. Like, I think there's a new story quest, and there's like a housing mechanism now. I think that was something that a lot of people were talking about, like it was in Honkai Impact, and they're like bringing something similar to that into Genshin. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but I don't think, as of right now, from what I know, there isn't anything that is time limited.
All right. Does anyone have any other things to say about Genshin Impact? Do you have another question, Hyro, about it? We just know you like watching Miami play, right? And you like the characters; they're pretty cool.
Uh-huh.
And Miami, any final thoughts? What are your final thoughts about the last couple of weeks playing, or anything you want to say about the new events or anything coming up? I know there was like an hour-long video from Mihoyo about the new 1.5 update, and that kind of goes into detail about it. But if you check our YouTube channel, and you'll have the link in the show notes.
We have a YouTube channel?
Yes, the Gaming with the Family YouTube channel. You can go there, and if you go to our playlist, you'll see Mihoyo is on there, and you can probably check that out from there. Or you can just type in Genshin Impact, you can probably find it. But any final thoughts, Mayumi, on what's going on with Genshin?
There's not really anything of significance.
For this upcoming few weeks, you're going to keep going through 1.4, and then also probably when does 1.5 come out?
I think it comes out on either the 26th or the 26th, 27th, or 29th of this month, I think.
Okay, so by that time you probably would have already played a little bit, and you can give us some more information on that. Well, that's it for Miami's moment, Genshin Impact. It's definitely keeping her busy when she gets to play. We'll see if she gets a chance to dive into Astral Chain, which she seems pretty interested in as well, and maybe she'll have some different things to talk about. We'll see you in the next part of the show. Welcome back to Gaming with the Family. This is, again, episode 3, and we're going to talk to Inigo and Inez, and we have a guest, Jairo, and we're going to talk about the Kitty Corner games. What have the little ones been playing these last couple of weeks? And let's see. I think we talked about some Ring Fit. What else have you been playing besides Ring Fit?
We were playing Luigi's Mansion.
Oh, Luigi's Mansion? That's right.
Who's Luigi?
Mansion. We were playing Luigi's Mansion. We were playing Luigi's Mansion. And I was playing Lego Movie myself.
Oh, and Inez was playing Lego Movie 2.
And Mario Party.
Oh, and Pac-Man.
We didn't do
Remember
those
you're
until
playing Pac-Man 99?
Yeah, I'm playing myself.
What? Tell us what you've been playing, Inigo.
We were playing Mario Kart and Mario Party, but also, we're playing Prodigy. We're also playing.
So let's talk about at least one of the games in a little bit more detail. We'll talk about Luigi's Mansion first. I think everyone in this room has played Luigi's Mansion 3. Jairo and Inigo beat it last year. Inez has been playing it recently. How has it been going back to the game and playing it again with Inez?
Well, not really, because I can't open doors and make her go places where she needs to go.
Oh, is it hard? It's kind of hard to play with her. But what do y'all think about Luigi's Mansion 3? What is it like that you liked about it? What happened? How did Luigi get to the mansion?
Basically, trap vacation. So they tricked him into a vacation, which really wasn't a vacation.
Who tricked him?
Helen Gravely, the last boss.
Well, we don't want to spoil it for everyone, but so a ghost tricked him to go to the mansion, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Wow. So what were some fun things that you...
Because and he had a pink head and he had a behind and he had pink and it was the number is so
And so Luigi's Mansion, what were some of like your favorite people to fight, or like I guess you can say bosses. I don't want to ruin it, but like there's lots of boos and different bosses. Like, what were some of your favorite ones?
Well, my favorite is King Boo. King Boo. The normal boos aren't really bosses. They only have 20 health, but that's because every single slam equals 1 health. It takes out 1 health. So just sucking on that doesn't take any of their health. So you have to get them 2 times. And Dark Light will stop them. So you can get their tongue and whip them. Because their tail's too short. You can't get it. So you have to get their tongue. Their tongue is their main part.
So who are some of the favorite people that you fought, Jairo?
My favorites are King Boo, the Chef Souffle, and all the other boos.
Were you all able to collect all the boos? Isn't that part of it? You were trying to collect all the ghosts?
To get to rank A, yes. And you have to fill.
You did or you didn't?
No, you have to get all the boos, I think you have to get all the boos, all the gems, all the ghosts, including rare ghosts that you can only get in the scare scraper, and you have to finish the game to get rank A, I think.
Yeah, I know that Luigi's Mansion, one of the things that the kids like to play, what was it, Inez?
And the almost ending is from when we find all the Mario characters in the Luigi Mansion, and the ghost around them is the one with the pink head, and he had a big hair, like this tall, and he was managing the ghost to fight Luigi, to stop getting all the Mario pictures. There was Mario characters in the pictures, and that so and there's a Mario picture next to a ghost is we're home, and after you're done playing ghost that has a picture about the Mario picture, and there's a Mario guy in there, and you need to save him when you fight a ghost or a monster. You could only save Mario when you battle Helen Grave, I watched a part of a video. So in another one where King Boo has a red gem on his head, in Luigi's Mansion 3, he has a purple gem on his head. And also Mario in the game, he has the red gem on his head. He had King Boo had Mario, but in Luigi's Mansion 3, Helen Gravely got Mario. And
Well, that's what we have. We have Luigi's Mansion 3.
That's why we don't have the one where he has the red gem. That's a different Luigi's Mansion game. There's 4 Luigi's Mansion games. Luigi's Mansion 2, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, and Luigi's Mansion 3. Yeah, isn't it also Luigi's Mansion? Luigi's Mansion? I just said that.
So what is Luigi's Mansion the game that you guys like to go back to a lot?
Yes. I don't know how to get back to because all it goes back to is the Boos and Helen Gravely. But if I go to Helen Gravely, I had to start over the King Boo's boss battle.
What about the multiplayer ones, like where you can play with people online? Is that something you guys still like to go back and play?
We only do that on Scare Scraper.
Yeah, how do you like going? What is Scare Scraper? What do you do in that one?
So you could go to one where there's 5 where you can go a place where there's 5 floors, 20 floors, or 10 floors, and or 15, and also.
But what are you supposed to do how many people can join you?
4, 3. Only 3. No, 6 can because Luigi could come. And you mean 8? And also.
Okay, let's do hold on, one at a time. So how many people can join you, Hyro?
7 or 6.
And
6 or 5.
So what's the purpose? What are you all trying to do?
You're trying to get to the top of the floor and fight big bosses. We only do scares, and you have a limited time for each floor. We only do Scare Scraper to get rare ghosts.
Oh, so that's really something you go back to try to get more rare ghosts. But I know it's fun, like just to go back and play with other people. So I think that's something that the kids can always go back and play. And then if, maybe go back and try to play the story over again, maybe after a while. I know Maria, I think that's something that I think she was kind of interested in playing. So maybe that her and I will play that at some point. Because we're always trying to find like a couple, couch co-op game to play. But it's been, we tried to play Stardew Valley, and that one was a little bit too boring for us, I think. Okay, so we talked about Luigi's Mansion. That's a game that the kids really love. And we also played some Ring Fit. What do y'all think of the Ring Fit? How was that? How was that, Inigo? Besides you kind of hurting your stomach before that happened, what do you think about the game?
Because when I had to squeeze it, when I had to hold up and squeeze it with my hands, I don't have to do that. I have to just squish it somewhere else, like I did on my belly. And that's how my belly got hurt. And
so you like it or you don't like it?
Well, I like it at all.
What do you like about the game? Like, what are you supposed to be doing?
You're supposed to defeat the ring's enemy, Dragons.
Oh, yeah. So the ring is like in the game is kind of a character, and it has an enemy, and your goal is to kind of run through the different stages and beat the enemy. What did you think about Ring Fit, Hyro?
It was okay.
What did you like about it?
I liked that it combined exercise and video game, and it also has some yoga. I like yoga.
What didn't you like about it?
All the talk about muscles and everything.
Yeah, everyone got to play except for Mayumi because she's just a little too small because the ring is too hard for her to squeeze. But Inigo, he's 7, and it was also hard for him to squeeze, but he found other ways around it. Hyro was able to squeeze it for the most part. And then Mayumi played. She got through it. And then Maria played for a little bit. I think that's the only game. That's the only game that she played. this last few weeks, and Inigo kind of forced her to play it. He kept asking her, "If Mommy, can you please play this game? Can you play this game?" And she eventually played it. I don't think she got to the first boss, but everyone else made it to the first boss.
She did.
Oh, did she? I played it. I thought it was a really great workout. I usually do some, whether it's running on the treadmill, running a mile on the treadmill, or like doing something cardio related. And I actually thought it was a really good workout. I'm excited to play it again. Hopefully we'll play tomorrow for our exercise for the week, our cardio for the week, and that'll be a fun game. So we played Ring Fit Adventure. We played Luigi's Mansion. Was there another game that we played on the Nintendo Switch? Do you remember? I think that was it for the most part.
Lego Movie.
Oh yeah, we played a little bit of Lego Movie 2. You like Lego Movie 2, Inez? What do you like about the game?
I like moving in the game.
You like moving around in the game?
Yeah, and you want to teach me how to go from where we go. Can we go from we want everywhere to find the heart? We can find the
Is that the goal of the game, to find the hearts?
yeah. We find when we find the heart from find all the hearts. You can make a heart battle, and then before you catch the heart everywhere, the heart will turn into a boss, and you always having how to and then Lego one teaching me how to fight boss.
Yeah, and I know Inez likes to play that game, but sometimes it's a little bit hard for her to jump or to climb stuff, so she has to ask somebody else, like her brothers, to help get her different places. So again, Inez is 3, and she can play through that pretty well, but it's always best to have someone play with her. And so what do y'all think about Lego Movie 2? Is it a fun game? I think all Lego games are kind of the same.
Actually, I think there are only 2 of the Lego ones, Lego Movie games. Also, the goal isn't to get the hearts. The goal is actually to find what's it called? To free all the characters out of the portrait. No, we're talking about Lego Movie 2.
What are you trying to do in Lego Movie 2?
You want to rescue. You want to rescue Batman, Unikitty, Benny, and also whatever is Captain something. Captain Metalbeard, Steelbeard, whatever his name was. He kept going a circle, remember? Did you put them in a house? Remember in the they got his head. Oh yeah, they bring his head.
Yeah, so that's Lego movies are always a fun game to play. I think didn't we play like Lego Harry Potter a long time ago?
Yes.
That one was okay.
On the Xbox. It was fun, and then we had to let the Xbox go.
Yeah, but so we played some Lego Movie 2. They play that every once in a while. There's always something for them to play. But besides that, they boys wanted to talk about another game that they've been playing for a long time.
Prodigy. Well, I didn't really Prodigy. It a long time.
Dreambox.
Hiro played it more because I only started Prodigy once I started my iPad.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna on our next part we're gonna talk about Hiro and Inigo are gonna talk about Prodigy and what they like about it.
I also want to talk about Dreambox, something I played a long time ago.
We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to Gaming with the Family. We have a special session today, or part that we're going to talk about, and that is Inigo and Hiro wanted to talk about Prodigy.
And Dreambox.
But mainly Prodigy. Prodigy is a role-playing game that they are given access to from school, and its focus is on math skills. And as they do these different math skills, they kind of progress like you would in a role playing game. So,
It's still being made.
Inigo, tell me what Prodigy is, what you like about it, and kind of where you're at in the game.
So I got the flyer by force. I only need to get the ice gem. What was the ice gem?
Inigo, tell me what is Prodigy, what are you doing in the game, and what is it that you like about it?
What I like about it is you could do a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff to do.
But what kind of stuff do you do?
You rescue pets. You get battles like Pippin battles, Titan battles, those boss battles, and monster battles.
But aren't you doing some type of math to do that?
Yes, you have. The only way you need to do math to use magic.
Okay, so it's a math game. It's a role playing game that you use math to do magic and compete against people. I think Hyro's been playing it the longest. So Hyro, tell me when did you start playing it? What is it about? Like, who's your character in the game?
I started in 2nd grade, but I found out about it before around kindergarten because I saw Mamie playing it, but eventually she didn't want to play because of the math. And so there have been updates like Harmony Island and Floatwing Town. Prodigy is basically you're trying to save all the wardens, get all the warden keystones, and then put them in to get the astrals. And you have to get the astral keystone. And only the wizards and the ancient are what's called? Are astral types. Wait, what? So there was someone named something Shade. So Mira Shade. And Mira Shade. And also she has all the types, so she has astral too.
Is Mira Shade a character you can play or someone you fight against?
Someone you fight against. CPU. Someone you could fight against.
Hyro, you've been playing since 2nd grade, but you saw Miami play since kindergarten. And Inigo, did you start playing it the first time this year, or did you play it in kindergarten last year?
He started when I was in 2nd grade. Got his password, then he restarted. Yes, because I thought the sign-in was the same as login. Not sign-in was the same thing as login. Well, you forgot your password.
So it's a free game that they get to play because school, I guess, gives you all a password?
No, they don't give you a password. You can start on your own, which is what I did. And I haven't joined any classes, so... And also, I only have 2 friends on Prodigy, and that is the one who reintroduced me to Prodigy, because I kept on seeing him play it, and Nico.
So when your teacher says, go ahead and get on Prodigy, does that mean you all created your own accounts by yourselves, or they gave you some accounts?
Some people created their accounts by themselves before this, and then the others have never played Prodigy before, or forgot their password, and they were given a password.
So then the kids aren't doing anything when she says play Prodigy. They're doing something else, I guess?
No, they do play Prodigy.
Oh, so there's some part of Prodigy you don't need a password for?
No, they gave us passwords.
Oh. So you use the password she gives you?
No.
You're using the one that you have?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But if you don't put the password on username, you could get on, sign up. You could sign up or log in on Google or Clever. There was something called Clever.
Yeah, so if you like role playing games and you want to introduce your kids to role playing games, Prodigy is a great way to start doing that. You may even get it for free. One, you're learning because there's math. The kids are learning, are working on their math skills. It's also like Hyro said, it's online, so other kids can get on and play. You can. I know the kids are always having fun when I see Hyro and Inigo oh, come find me. I'm at this place or I'm at that place. So it's pretty cool where they can go and see each other
But to see each other, you have to be on the same role. Okay, I also wanted to mention that to evolve your pets and to get certain pets, you have to be a member.
Yeah, I think a member you have to. It's like $5 a month or
Also,
something.
you have to get to the top of the Dark Tower and find Mirror Shade. You have to be a member. And my daddy said that if out of the 50 tallies that he gave us, if we have no more tallies left by the end of the school year, then we won't get a membership.
The kids are trying to do their best to, follow the rules and do their chores and stuff without having to be told too much, so they can get a membership, so they can get, I guess, more access and get more things that they don't get to get during the game. I wonder if you were playing with the password your teacher gave you, if you'd have a bigger access to do stuff.
No, I don't think that she put us on a membership.
Okay.
Although I have never seen the other people in my class that play Prodigy. And also, you can actually change your name from your real name.
So I guess if you wanted to play with the kids from your class, you should probably use the password sheet your teacher gave you. But if you just want to play like the one you've been playing since the beginning of second grade, then you can keep playing with that one. So what level are you on the profile you have now?
81.
Is that pretty high? Is that low?
Pretty high.
Pretty high?
Also, so I just want to say this in case anybody wanted to find me. So my name is Chilkai. My person has lilac hair, the phantom cloak, winged helm, and optionally glassfire.
Can you chat in that game? Like,
you can say things and you can do certain reactions. And you can also dance. But to get a certain dance, like the dab thing, you have to be a member. Also to get certain pets and buddies and buy certain things, you have to be a member.
And mostly the only world he goes to is Wolfbreath.
So what is your name on the game?
Well, first it was Attic Soft Shard, but I changed it to Haunter Soft Shard, and
Haunter?
Yeah, Haunter Soft.
Hunter, not Haunter. Haunter is Pokemon.
Do you know what level you're at?
Not really, but it was 60 something. Also, I mostly go on Wolfbreath so I could see Hyrule. I have red hair, red eyes, and also I always wear black and red things. Black and red mixed together things.
Yeah, so they really like playing Prodigy. It's an educational game. It's cool that you can get a membership and you can play outside of school. You don't need to have your school account. And it's, is the math pretty challenging or is it kind of simple?
The farther you go, the more challenging it gets. Also, on my birthday, I don't know why on my birthday, it was probably just a coincidence. They put on an update, Harmony Island, and so if you get runes by doing rune runs and battling certain monsters, then you'll be able. If you get 6 runes, you'll be able to do the Ancient's Trial, and first you'll get an ancient plant relic, and its spell is Sneaking Vine. Then if you do 5 more after that, you'll be able to do the Ancient Second Trial, which is the Ancient Fire Relic, and that is Molten Crash. But I don't know what the Ancient Water Relic is because I've never done that.
And
also, you have to do quests to get the Warden Keystones.
Is this game something that you would recommend to other kids?
Definitely.
Is this a game you would recommend to other kids in Ego?
Yeah.
Do you want to say any final words about Prodigy?
Well, sometimes. So once I was trying to get onto a different world, but it said this world is full. So I had to go to a different world.
What about you, Hyder? You want to say any final things about Prodigy?
No, but I also remembered. Are we going to talk about Dreambox?
Yeah, we can talk about Dreambox. What is Dreambox?
Dreambox was the math program before ST Math. I remember I had my own account on Dreambox, but then it expired.
What was Dreambox? Like, what did you do in
that game? It was another math game. There are these different places, each with different levels. But there's this one level where all the colors got mixed up and you had to put them all together. That was in the fairies one, which was my favorite. And then after one day they added the carnival. And also, there's a dream box for fifth graders or sixth graders and higher. Or starting at third graders. You battle monsters. You do math problems. And I really like the angles. And also in the other dream box, you did angles. And I especially loved angles. But eventually I forgot about the angles. I forgot about obtuse. I forgot about acute. I forgot about right. I forgot about geometry that I learned in there. But it was a really fun game.
Yeah, so Dreambox and Prodigy, those are two games that the kids, or Hyro got to play Dreambox, but Prodigy, both of the kids really like to play some good educational games out there if anyone wants to try to look those up, or maybe even recommend them to your school to get the kids playing there.
I also remember in the Dreambox for third graders and higher that there are actually little cutscenes. And I especially love the ones where there are super monsters, and then they're like, yes, and then they fight bad monsters, and then they use math to turn the bad monsters into good monsters.
So thank you both for talking about Prodigy and Dreambox, and we're gonna move on to the anime corner with Hyro. Welcome back to Gaming with the Family. Again, we're episode 3. And we are going to have our anime corner with Hyro. And he has a guest with him today, Inigo. And they're going to talk about Pokemon Journeys, the show that the kids have been watching for quite some time. And Hyro's going to talk about season 3, right?
Right.
Okay, so Hyro, tell us part 3. So Hyro, tell us about what's going on with Pokemon Journeys.
Also, I just found out, or it's mostly a prediction, that Netflix... It's not that part 5 and the others haven't come out. It's that Netflix hasn't got them yet. And so my favorite episode is Time After Time. It's episode episode 32.
Well, before we get to your favorite episode, like where did we leave off with part 2? Like kind of what happened at the end of that?
I forgot.
Do you remember what happened at the end of part 2?
I don't really pay attention to the parts.
Oh, you don't pay attention to the parts. So how does part 3 start off?
I think the first episode of part 3 was a battle against Leon and Raihan. I forgot what happened after that, but I also remember Go caught Sobble in part 3.
Like at the beginning of part 3?
I think around the middle.
All right. Well, so tell us about your favorite episode of part 3.
So my favorite episode was episode 32, and its name was Time After Time because it showed Go's old friend. It showed Go having emotional breakdown.
Why did he have an emotional breakdown?
Well, his childhood friend that he met the day before, he promised that he would meet him at the same place they met each other, because they became good friends, but then his friend didn't come, and so Go thought that he was lying, that his childhood friend was lying about being his friend, and his childhood friend even promised he'd be there, and then when he came back, he encountered the same Pokemon they did when they were little, and he had painful memories of what happened. And then when he saw the shrine, so he was remembering everything, and then he saw a letter. And then he read it, and then he found out why his friend didn't come. He was actually sick that day, because before they had gone too far, and then he was cold, so I guess he caught a cold.
So what is it that you like about that episode? Like what kind of feelings did you get?
Well, I like that it showed about friendship, kind of somebody leaving you. Kind of felt like that.
You felt like that before? What happened?
Somebody had to move away 2 times.
Oh, like one of your best friends at school moved?
And then another one had to move, but good thing they they were actually somewhere close. Or
So-
was at school.
Yeah, so it seems like that episode kind of really resonated with you and kind of was something that you had felt before, experienced before. So it really felt like you could really relate to it. So what else happened in the season? Any other, like, were there any other Pokemon that showed up that like were interesting, or any other episodes that kind of you remember something about?
They showed one of the gym leaders, B, but they also showed Raihan, the gym leader. And so we found out that B really is really fond of sweets.
I didn't know that. What about you, Inigo? What do you like about Part 3? Is there a particular episode that you liked, or any particular Pokemon in Part 3 that that are your favorite?
I don't know one which is on part 3. I don't pay attention to who the part. Remember?
I think
Sobble
Inigo
was in
just
that
watched. Inigo just watches, but I think the episode where Sobble. We talked about this on our last episode, but this episode where Sobble was caught and he was like
Sobble,
crying.
Sobble.
Yeah, he was crying everywhere. I think
Made
that.
everybody else cry.
Yeah, I think that was one of y'all's favorite, or more favorite episodes. But anything else, Heidu, you want to say about Part 3? Anything else that came up? We don't want to give the whole ending of what happened in Part 3, but can you just kind of tell us a little bit about what happens at the end of it, like what's going on now?
I forgot exactly the end of part 3 also, but I remember in Solving Sobble there was this one funny part, and so Sobble made Team Rocket cry, and then they said this: "Why are you always bullying us? You're the bad guys." And then Ghost said this: "We're the bad guys for once now."
No,
No, he
he's
didn't exactly
here's
say
the
this.
change.
He was like this: "Here's a change. Now we're the bad guys."
No, we're like the bad.
So any other things you want to say about Pokemon Journeys? The next episode we're gonna talk about Part 4, and we'll see if Netflix gets Part 5 by then. But that's it for the Anime Corner, and we will move on to the news and the gaming pickups. Welcome back to Gaming with the Family. It's time for the news, my gaming pickups, and just general thoughts on gaming. Biggest thing in the news, which I touched on last episode, was the PSN store closing down. Yeah, the PlayStation store is closing down, and it's time to get those games that are on the PlayStation Network on the PS3, PSP, and PS Vita before they shut it down in, I think, end of July or sometime in July. And as I told you, I did get my PS3. I got it up and running. I was able to download some games that I wanted to play. I went back to get some more games. There was a few more games that I hadn't, that I had my eye on that I didn't get a chance to get. So I went back to look for those, and I was able to buy some more games. And I bought Front Mission 3. That's a PS1 classic. That was $6. Strider 2, which I think you could only get on this PSN store. If it's another PS1 classic, that was $6 as well. Tactics Ogre, which is a classic role-playing game, that was $10. But that you can only play on PSP. So I don't think I'll be able to play it on my PS3. But if I do get a PSP at some point, I can play that game. I got Grandia 3. Some people say it's the better of the three of the Grandia games. Some people don't really think that. I saw some previews on it. I thought it looked pretty cool. And then Threads of Fate. I think that's an action JRPG. And that's a PS1 classic also. And that was $6. So I was able to go back in and I bought those games. I bought the games. The issue was, after I bought those games, I clicked on download all. The first time I did this, when I bought Suikoden 2 and all those other games, I had no problems. But this time, I went in, I bought the games, it said, thank you for your purchase. I clicked on download, and it kept giving me an error. So I thought, okay, let me close out of the PS3, let me get out, sign out of the PSN network. I went back in, same error. It took me over 8 hours to try to figure out how to download those games. What I found out was it wasn't just me. at psnprofiles.com, in their forum, there was a particular issue with downloading games and installing games. It was error code 800-295-09. 800-295-09. And I found out they had something to do with for some reason, two-factor authentication was required. And I had to try to I didn't have two-factor authentication enabled. I had to go online, go onto the PSN network, sign in, enable two-factor authentication, and then I went back and they said, that should fix it. So I went back and no, that did not work. So I took off two-factor authentication, tried it again. No, that did not work. Then they said you have to activate your account, your PS3, so that it's on your PSN network account. So then I tried to do that, but no, I got that same error. I went over and over trying to do a bunch of different things. So eventually, what I had to do was I enabled two-factor authentication. I actually went in to the PlayStation, into my PS3. I had to go to a special website where I put in, it wasn't like they would text your phone with like a particular number. I had to go to a special website for PlayStation, type in my account information. Then it gave me a code. I had to get that code, put it into my PS3 for the PSN network. Then I had to go activate the PlayStation 3. That worked. Then I had to uninstall PSN from my PlayStation 3, reinstall it, sign back in, and it was just a huge mess. It took me over 8 hours just to figure out how to get this done. But luckily, through the PSN Profiles website, I was actually able to finally figure it out through a lot of trial and error. It was a huge mess. I bought all these games. Like everyone's saying, get these games before they're gone. But if you can't even install them, what's the use? So it was a huge headache. I'm very, very lucky that I was able to actually download them. I think I resolved the issue, at least on my PS3. From looking at the forum, a lot of people are having the issue all over the world. I don't know. Was it worth it? Yes. It was a big headache, but it was worth getting those games. Now I have those, and I'm not spending, exorbitant amounts of money on them. It was very challenging. There was some other news too. I guess that was tough, but it had a good ending. I finally bought a gaming PC. I was really debating if I should get one or not. And actually, I guess that whole issue with the PSN network on PS3 kind of pushed me to buy a gaming PC, because I'm like, I don't want to keep doing this. I don't want to keep trying to get these different consoles. First, I thought it was the battery. I was like, well, maybe the battery's dead. I was watching all these videos on how to take apart a PS3 and change the battery, because I thought it was the clock issue that they say could happen. That the batteries can go out and you won't be able to use your system anymore. I was like, I don't want to have to deal with this. And I finally went ahead and got a pre-built gaming PC. That wasn't what I wanted. I wanted to build my own. But for the prices of the graphics cards, I don't think I got a really great graphics card. I got an RX 570, which I think, regular prices probably runs around $150 to $250. I got the gaming PC it was regularly $650. I had a coupon, so I think I got it for no more than the $650 with the tax. But at least I have a dedicated gaming PC where my daughter and I can play games that we play from Steam or that we download, and she can play her Genshin Impact without impacting her laptop. So I did buckle down. I got that. I'm excited to get that next week. I think it comes in on Thursday or Friday. So I'm excited to get that set up. So that's big news. I have a few games on PC already that I'd like to play. Trails in the Sky is one of them. I bought Chrono Trigger, and then, of course, Genshin, playing that with my daughter. The other big news is I did end up in getting a Valkyrie Profile for the PlayStation 1. I talked about that a little bit in our gaming, what we've been playing lately, and I put that in yesterday. We played that last night, and the kids really enjoyed watching that. It's a PlayStation 1 game, but it's a beautiful game. The artwork, the sprites, everything looks awesome on it. The story, I usually like to play JRPGs with Japanese language, voice acting or voices with the English subtitles. I don't think it has it on this game. I think the English voice acting was fine. The translation, is pretty funny. We were having some laughs and joking around with some of the things that were going on in the game. It seems like a really cool game. So I'm really glad to have added that to my collection. I had a little bit of an issue with the save card, the memory cards. I didn't know you needed a PS1 memory card. I thought you could use the PS2 memory cards, which I have. And I had to drive around a few places to get one. And I eventually found one that worked. Really excited to get through Valkyrie Profile. I don't know, I just have the itch to get through that game, even with Suikoden and Fire Emblem and all those other games. That's one I really am excited to play. The other game that I've been really into recently is Monster Hunter Rise. So if there are any Monster Hunter Rise players in here, I'm really excited. Please reach out on Discord, Facebook, the YouTube channel, send me an email. I would really like to start playing some co-op online Monster Hunter Rise gameplay. I've been building up, I think I'm on level 3. I didn't really like Monster Hunter Rise when I first played the Ultimate demo. I do have Ultimate for the Switch. I didn't really play it, but I thought, I saw it. I was like, I want to try at least and get into the Monster Hunter craze. I always hear, all these people playing Monster Hunter, and when the new Monster Hunter comes out, everyone is really excited to play it, and I really wanted to get into that. So I was like, let's just do it. And I bought it. It took a while to get used to. I had to watch a lot of videos on YouTube. One of the gaming podcasts that I listened to, Dad's Gaming Corner on the Discord channel, gave me some tips. But I've been just really trying to level up. And there are some monsters. I'm getting to the point where there's some monsters that are really tough. I don't know how I'm going to beat them, which means I'm going to have to learn more about better weapon builds, better armor builds, getting maybe crafting different things that I need. And I'm probably going to have to try a new weapon. I've been using the Charge Blade, I think is what it's called. So it's kind of like a sword and a shield, and you put them together and they create a big kind of axe, which is really cool. But it is pretty technical, and you have to really understand how to use it and charge it up. And I'm also thinking, does it make enough damage? Because when I was watching some of these tutorials, they were doing these hits and it was causing all this damage, and the damage I'm doing, I probably don't have a strong enough built weapon. I'm going to have to maybe look at a different weapon that's stronger to get through some of these more challenging monsters. I'm having a lot of fun with it overall. It's definitely something you can sit down and just waste hours, working on. The music I love the music. The graphics are really good. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it maybe for small kids, but I think everyone 10 and up, I think that probably age level, because there is blood and, you are carving these monsters up. So I would just be a little hesitant sometimes when I'm playing around with my kids, but I did find out there is a option where you can take off the blood. So you don't have, there's the blood, you can turn that off, which is really nice. But yeah, my kids watch, even my 3-year-old daughter watches sometimes. She's like, yeah, we're going to go hunt monsters and you're finding a monster. So, it's not too bad. At the same time, it is, definitely a violent game at some level, so that's the only hesitation I have is, playing that. If you have, some really young kids or not into that type of game, I can understand that. Those are the pickups I've had this last couple of weeks. Really been pretty busy. Again, I got some new games for the PSN, building my PSN Classic. I hadn't had a chance to put it on my blog, but I am going to do that this week and show all the games that I got, kind of how much it costs to put all that together, and also document, where you can find that fix if you get stuck with that install error. I'll give you an update on our next episode on how the gaming PC is working out. Really excited to have that finally and not necessarily have to use my laptop to play games on anymore. We'll see where I'm at with Monster Hunter Rise and Valkyrie Profile. I'm really excited to get through those games some more for the co-op on Monster Hunter Rise, but just to sit back and play and have a fun, enjoyable evening. Valkyrie Profile really has my attention right now. But that's it for Gaming with the Family, episode 3. I hope you enjoyed it. Look forward to getting your comments and your feedback. If you get a chance, please leave a comment. Any feedback that you can give us will be helpful in creating our shows going forward. But again, we do this because we love to share what we've been doing. We love playing games. We love sharing our experiences. And that's how we got to where we're at with our games, is because we're learning